Ultimea, the manufacturer of this tiny soundbar, claims that it produces 120 watts of peak power. But look at the power adapter it comes provided with. It's just 15 volts and 2.4 amperes. So if I'm not mistaken, it can produce the maximum of 36 watts. And normally that would be the end of my review of a cheap soundbar. But luckily, this little unit has a lot to offer, and it surprised me in some areas. So let's have a closer look at this Ultimea Poseidon M20 soundbar. As I said, it's tiny. It's about 40 centimeters in width, which is roughly 17 inch, 4 inches deep and 3 inches tall. And most of those small soundbars basically fake their sound, especially in the lower department, with just front firing tiny speakers that can't really produce any meaningful lower frequency. But this one, and this is the first surprise, at least for me, has a down-firing bass driver. It's not a big one, it's 3 inches. The two drivers in front, the mid-range and upper range drivers, are just 2 inches each. This one is 3 inches. And it also has a bass reflex port at the back. So, unsurprisingly then, it produces a lot of low frequencies, a lot for such a small unit. And let's be honest, it will not fill your large living room with a lot of sound, but it's great for small spaces like your bedroom, your home office. It is also a nice replacement for your desktop speakers. I used it mostly like this, and it was a very satisfying sound, either for background music or when I watched some movies on my computer. In the intro, I said it is a cheap soundbar, but actually I should say it's inexpensive, because cheap sort of implies that it's of low quality and really doesn't have much to offer. And it is simply not true with this one. As I already said, it is a 2.1 subwoofer, because it has two front-firing speakers for stereo sound and a low or bass driver at the bottom. It has a few inputs on the back, AUX, which is a 3.5 millimeter analog input, so you can connect your turntable or any other analog source. It has an optical connection as well, so you can connect your TV with this one. And when it comes to TV, I know this one lacks HDMI eARC or HDMI ARC input, but it is around $60 for such a small unit. So at this price, you should not be surprised that it does not have an HDMI input. It has a USB-A port for pen drives or external hard drive. If you still have a collection of your MP3s, you can use this one to play them. And surprisingly again, it has a subwoofer output, so you can connect an external powered subwoofer and then fill much larger space with a lot of lower bass if you're missing bass from this unit. The manufacturer claims it goes down to 70 hertz and goes up to 18,000 hertz. So the range is pretty good for such a small unit. Since I mentioned the AUX inputs and optical, I should also point out that they do provide cables for that. They come with the unit, a 3.5 jack cable to connect your analog devices, and an optical cable to connect to your TV. And they also provide wall mounts and screws and everything, so you can put it on the wall, for example, below your TV set. But it has this backfiring bass reflex port. So if you stick it against the wall, you'll cover it, and thus you will limit the lower frequencies. And also, the low frequencies produced by this downfiring bass driver will not be reinforced by anything below it, unless you just mount it very close to the floor, but probably you won't. So you will lose the advantage of this small soundbar to produce those low frequencies. When it comes to the sound, it is again a surprise, because it produced a relatively linear and quite true to the sound sound. And if you don't like it, or you feel like you're missing something, it has a very good mobile app with a 10-band equalizer, so you can adjust different frequencies to your liking and adjust it to the space you put it in, because of course acoustics and sound depends on the space on your room for the large part. And again, the mobile app is another strength of this soundbar, because it is quite robust. When I first fired it on my mobile phone, it asked me if I wanted to upgrade the firmware on the soundbar. So this means that there are firmware updates to this unit, which means that it will serve you probably for a longer time, especially that the quality of the unit is pretty good. It's not very light. It's about 2 kilograms or 4 4 pounds of weight. It's plastic, but it's of high quality, and this mesh in front is metal. I think, at least that's the feeling I get. Another quality part of of this unit is its remote control. Unlike most other Chi-Fi remote controls that all look the same and are very basic, Ultimea's remote control looks refreshingly different, and it looks like it's a dedicated remote for this unit, with actually all the features you could wish for. And to complete the ways you can control this unit, it also has touch sensitive buttons or spaces at the top of the unit. How it operates, or the mode it's operating in, is indicated by a single LED LED light at the front, which changes colors depending on the source or the mode, etc., which I don't usually like because it's not intuitive. You have to learn it by heart that purple means this, blue means that, and gray or green means something different. But smartly, Ultimea put those different colors and their meaning at the back of at the back or on the back of the remote control. So you have it all written down here, which is pretty smart. What are my final thoughts about this unit? I was pretty surprised. Frankly speaking, I did not expect too much from a soundbar of this size, costing around $60 US. But I was positively surprised both with the quality of the unit itself, the quality of sound, the quality of those additional things that come with the remote, with the unit, like the remote, the presence of the additional cables, wall mounts, etc. So nothing's missing. And I think it's a really worthy investment if you are looking for something as a secondary, maybe sound system at home for your small room, for your bedroom, for your garage or your office, home office, or as a replacement to your old desktop speakers. But if you feel like this might not be enough for you, recently I also reviewed Ultimea's Poseidon D80 5 or 7.1 set. I will also be reviewing another unit from Ultimea, hopefully next or in 2 weeks' time. The review will be up on my channel, so make sure to subscribe if you want to have a look at a slightly more powerful sibling of this soundbar.